Hey there, good people. It's your girl, Lady M. Thank you for joining me again this week and taking time out of your day to listen and be here with me. Always appreciate it. You could be anywhere doing anything else, but you're here with me. So I thank you. So I know you all hear the background. I walk sometimes as I'm recording just because I like to be out in it, out and about. So please excuse the background noise and try your best to focus on me. I'm working on editing that part out of the podcast. But for now, this is what we get naturally, authentically me. So a couple years ago, I read this book called Love Languages, Five Love Languages. Yeah, it was called Five Love Languages, and I believe it was Gary Chapman who wrote that book. And in that book, Mr. Chapman covered the five love languages of a romantic relationship. Some of you may have read that book. Some I may be introducing this concept to you. But nonetheless, before I go into more about the love languages, I want to point out that when I speak on relationships, I'm not just speaking on romantic relationships. There are various types of relationships in our life. You have family relationships, you have romantic relationships, of course, you have friendships, you have acquaintanceships, and those relationships all play a factor as we go along our journey. And as you go along your journey, I'm praying and hoping that everybody is in search of a great journey, a happy journey, a pursuit of happiness. So in that, these five love languages play a role. And my question for you all today is, what is your love language? And do you speak others' love language? So to sum up the love languages in this book, there are five. The first was words of affirmations. Do you speak gently and nicely to people? Do you encourage people? Do you give compliments? Or not? It's the not that makes the journey difficult, because when we affirm others, we also affirm ourselves, and it keeps that energy going, and it keeps that circle of life, that circle of positive energy in motion. Affirmations are very important. Everybody wants to hear you look nice today, or I like your shirt, or you're doing a great job. And I don't speak on these things for people to do it but not do it genuinely. We have to be genuine and we have to be authentic. People can feel when you're real and when you're not. But consider, do you affirm others? Do you affirm yourself? Because before you can speak a love language to someone else, of course, I've covered a few times, you have to affirm yourself. You have to love yourself. The second love language he discussed was quality time. Now this one's huge. This one's huge because a lot of people get caught up in how much time someone has for them, or how much attention someone pays to them. And for me, and I will hope to be able to get other people to look at it in this light, the quality of the time is important. We can spend 24 hours together, and if it's not productive, what did it matter? If it's not loving, what did it matter? If it's not fun or enjoyable, what did it matter? If it's not teaching me something, or helping me grow, or supporting something I'm doing, what does it matter? It's the quality that's important. What are you doing with that time? How memorable and awesome is that hour or 4 hours or once a week or once a month that you spend with your friend or your sister or your loved one. Even for married couples, you can't spend your whole day together. Now with COVID-19 and the shutdowns and lockdowns and minimalization of normalcy, of course people are spending more time together, but I want to challenge you all to look at what is the quality of that time. Quality over quantity. Sorry for that background noise, y'all. So the third thing is receiving gifts. And I want to add to that giving gifts. I want to say giving and receiving gifts because some people give more than they take. So giving a gift is more special or important to them than receiving one. But gifts don't have to be lavish and expensive. Gifts can be homemade. Gifts can be time. Sometimes if you know somebody or you have a person in your life that's very busy, their time in itself is a gift. So that goes back to the quality time. And some of these love languages kind of intertwine. So receiving gifts. Some people may only know that they're loved by receiving gifts. And some people only know how to express love through giving gifts. But receiving and giving gifts is definitely a love language. For a friendship, that could be my friend's struggling, they need some groceries, I'm going to drop it off. My friend needs a ride, I'm going to give them a ride. No gas money this time. Gifts don't always have to be that expensive shoe or handbag or cologne. So when you think of giving gifts and expressing love, it doesn't always have to be grand, or it shouldn't always be grand. Let me say that, because some people are high maintenance and it has to be grand. But I'm really trying to get to being genuine and just loving and living life. And before everything was about commerce and money, there were small things and small gestures that were considered gifts. And the fourth love language he discussed in the book was acts of service. And I guess that would go along with giving somebody a ride if they need a ride, or coming over to clean somebody's house who needs help, maybe watching their children for them, buying that co-worker lunch, which again is a dual love language. It's an act of service and someone's receiving a gift. Acts of service are probably, I'm not going to say my love language, but one of the best love languages to me, because what we can offer to do for somebody goes so much further than what we can give them to me. In thinking of acts of service, it could just be giving a listening ear, just hearing somebody. I'm here for you. I hear you. Not necessarily giving advice, but just hearing them, letting them vent that out. That's an act of service. Holding a door for an elderly woman, helping an elderly couple get in the car, carrying somebody's bags to their house that looks like they're struggling. Acts of service. And the last one was physical touch. And because the book was written about romantic, of course we all know that physical touch in that aspect would be sexual intimacy, kissing. But I want to challenge you all in your other friendships to just think about, when's the last time you just gave your friend, your sister, your brother, your coworker a hug? A hug. Physical touch. It doesn't always have to be sexual. Cuddles for romantic relationships is physical touch. Doing someone's hair. Physical touch and an act of service. So as we all continue on this journey through life, I just want to challenge you all to just, in the back of your mind, think about these 5 love languages and how you use them and how you receive them. A lot of times there's conflicts in relationships. And again, I'm speaking of all types of relationships. And I believe that a lot of the conflicts come in play when people don't either know these love languages, which are second nature. It's nothing that none of us know. It just maybe has never been put into context. But if these love languages aren't expressed properly and received properly, there's conflict. Letting someone know that you don't agree with what they're doing or they should try something different isn't always an insult. It can be a love language. That could be a gift. If someone says to me, you can improve your podcast in this way, and I feel like it fits what my motto or my podcast is and it's helpful, that's a gift right there. Thank you, my brother. Thank you, my sister, for that gift. So I just want to, challenge everybody to think about these love languages and think about how they play out in your life. Think about if you use these with your children, if you use these with your partner or your spouse, if you use these with your co-workers, with your friends, with just people you may pass on the street to just brighten up someone else's day. On this podcast, you're always going to hear and get my positive energy. And I'm always going to be genuine and sincere because I just crave to bring this sense of authenticity back to the world. I feel like the world is craving love. The world is craving contact. I don't know if you all have ever seen, that movie Crash. And what I took away from the movie Crash, I can't remember when that movie came out, but if you've seen it, you know it. It was different. But that movie Crash was all about how people do things just to have some connection or some contact. And connection is very, very important for humankind. We have connections with each other. We have connections with the universe. We have connections with animals. Some people have connections with things, cars, houses. So connections are very important in life and help us thrive and move forward. So it's very much a part of every day for all of us. And I just want to bring that message and that word and provoke that part of your brain to just think about these love languages. How am I using them? How am I receiving them? What is mine? Because a lot of people may not even know what their primary love language is. And they may not even know what the love language is of the people in their life and the people around them that are so close to them. Find that out. Make sure you're giving love the way it's received, and make sure you're receiving love the way you need to. It's all about happiness. The world is all about love. I believe that beyond earth, in the other dimensions, 5th dimension, heaven, whatever you want to refer to it as, is love. It's nothing but love. So why not practice that love here in the 3rd dimension? Why not give that love to those you do love? Why not love and focus on loving people properly? It's a lot of hate. It's a lot of crabs in the barrel in life. And anybody within the sound of my voice, I'm going to challenge you to not be that crab, because I want everybody to be uplifted. So let's get on board, good people, and love right and be loved right. Let's raise those vibrations, raise them high. Let's uplift each other and walk this journey together with love. Thank you again for taking time out to be with me. Always remember what you perceive is not the outcome. Don't get caught up in the humdrum. Live in the moments and go get some. It's your girl, Lady M. Until next week, hugs.